Hope everyone's ready for a nice, fun round of. Hello, Seb. I'm actually on the Shizune route right now. At the beginning of Act 3, actually, after Hisao just asked her out to be his girlfriend. So, we're at the very beginning of Act 3 for the Shizune route at this very moment. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what happened about that. I hope that they reverse their decision because, you know, a person puts 900 hours into a game and gets banned for it. Kind of stinks. Yes. Well, let's get ready. Because I think it's almost time, right? Almost time. Yes, I do keep track of the game news as much as I can anyway. Yeah, it's close enough. It is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Twitch Tuesdays with Anime Fan RK2K. We're going to continue playing some more Katawa Shoujo. As just said prior, assuming it wasn't cut out, you know, we just started Act 3 of the Shizune route. She's our girlfriend. Hisao did it. One thing Hisao actually did proper. Asked her out, and she said yes. So now, let's continue. You guys are excited, pumped even. The following days pass uneventfully and with surprising quickness. I find renewed motivation to learn sign language. It seems I have a knack for learning signs, so it would be a waste to not do it, and falling behind would be even more unacceptable. Summer break is coming up. Even though I figured that student council work would see a drop-off proportional to how lethargic my classes are becoming, it doesn't happen that way. Every day I get swamped under increasingly meaningless work. Despite how much I want to, I don't have even a free second to talk to Shizune nowadays. Trying to look at her face is buried in some book of records or some stack of papers that needs to be checked over in triplicate. Today I woke up early to come to school before everyone else, hoping to catch Shizune. She has a habit of coming in first thing in the morning to be more punctual than all the other students. Unfortunately, I think I'm earlier than her. Hearing the student council room door click closed to my right tells me that isn't the case. I guess I got here just behind her. I enter the room and tap Shizune on the shoulder to get her attention. Maybe she expects a conversation, which is why she puts down the carton of orange juice in her hand. Good morning. Where's your better half? We're separate individuals. Thinking about it, they must get that quite a bit. I can think of no other way to explain how ready she was with that answer. You're here early. That's good. You can help me look over some handouts. You're going out later today. Came here early specifically so I could see you without having to do work. According to Misha, being early isn't new for you. It's not new for you either. Are you saying you want to race? She adjusts her glasses nonchalantly, a gesture that belies how giddy she is inside about the thought of having something very petty to take competitively and seriously. I think the smaller the matter is, the more it excites her. It's not a race. Do you want to make it a contest? I don't. I almost forget to add the last part, the most important part. Well, that's fine. There are too many days left in the school year. I get tired of it anyway. With that, Shizune picks up her juice and finishes it off. Wonder if she's going to try and shoot the empty container into the trash, but she doesn't. In fact, she seems puzzled as to why I seem so disappointed. I'd better get to the point. Just wanted to talk. Our break is practically here, you know? We should spend more time together anyway. I was thinking that we could do that over the summer. Shizune's face turns red, as mine must be. She starts adjusting her glasses, flustered. What an all-purpose gesture. Yeah, I adjust my glasses all the time. Did you know that there are marriage services for people who are deaf or people who are blind? Misha can be the priest. We'll just make her a certified captain first, because that'll be easier than getting her through a religious institution or school. But yeah, no. There's actual marriages meant for like people who are hard of hearing, or people who need for like all sorts of reasons. Remember, marriage is not limited based off of your disabilities. There's always a way. But yeah, Misha as a priest would be hilarious. No, maybe we'll make Misha a captain, and then she'll be able to ordain people as wed or betrothed. Shizune's face turns as red as mine must be, and she starts adjusting her glasses, flustered. With an all-purpose gesture, she taps her fingers together in thought, considering her next words carefully. I'm dead serious. Like that, the fact she preaches using the book of Wahaha. Fair.
You mean like a date?
Just because we're going out somewhere, that instantly makes it a date?
It's not. I want it to be a date.
Then it is one. She then approvingly claps her hands once before adding on to my statement.
But not today. I'm going away for a week to visit my family.
That is an oddly formal way of putting it. For that reason, my interest is piqued. Maybe our family is a prim and proper traditional kind, living in a giant old-timey mansion with a little stream and koi pond where everyone wears kimonos all the time. It's a wild assumption, but it's fun to speculate sometimes. I wonder if Shizune puts on the appearance of being a calm and mature good daughter, like Lily when she is with her family. Can't imagine it, but if there's even a possibility that it's true, then I must see it. Only a week. Must not be that far of a trip then.
Of course not. They're still in Japan after all.
Really?
It isn't like you can come with me. Is that what you're trying to say?
Why can't I? He's so whining! Anyway.
Isn't like you would enjoy it.
You don't know that. It could be fun. I almost forgot. You didn't answer my question. Are you going alone, or is Misha going with you? Does your family know sign?
Misha is coming along.
Part of the question left unanswered is the most telling. Shizune's family can't communicate with her. I have to wonder what her childhood was like. She probably wrote everything on that pad she carries around, and still produced that out of nowhere sometimes. Usually it's when neither Misha nor I are around. I can notice her from far away when she pulls it out like a last resort, grimacing the whole time. If Misha is going, then I'm going to go too. Sal always acts like a bitch, get used to it. Fair.
Do you like Misha?
It's the principle of the thing. I entertain the notion that Shizune might actually be jealous, but I doubt it. She usually wears her emotions pretty plainly on her face. I don't see anything that would support my theory right now.
I think you're just bored. That's okay, though. Alright, we'll all go together. It's what I hoped for in the first place. Can't skip out on student council today to pack your bags, just because you're coming with us on such short notice. It's no excuse.
It's okay. I hardly have anything to pack anyway. Zed pauses, tenting her fingers thoughtfully. He has the word bitch tattooed on his forehead. So they call him Bitchy Sao. That's his street name. And he's like, that's not a good street name. And it's like, yes, because you're a bitch, Sao. Sorry.
You must have come to this school on very short notice.
Could be that she's thinking back to the time when she and Misha unexpectedly shoved themselves into my room, caught a glimpse of all my medicines. It was an awkward moment I'd like to forget. I don't like revisiting it. The way she tiptoes around the issue even now only makes me more uncomfortable. I did. It's kind of an on-the-spot decision. It worked out better than I expected, though. I hope Shizune won't pursue the matter, and to my relief, she doesn't.
My home is in a particularly beautiful part of Saitama. We'll be leaving early in the morning, so be ready. Let's talk about it more later, okay? For now, those handouts won't look over themselves, and you're going to help me.
As Shizune dives into her work, pulling me along with her, I think that she seems almost, but not quite, excited to go. Excited because her boyfriend's coming too. Sao is a bitch. Wait, what? When Shizune and Misha arrive early the next morning to pick me up, they're dressed in something other than the school uniform girl used to seeing them in. What? And Saitama Prefecture. Come on, King. It's literally a prefecture in Japan. You learn it. Or maybe it really is inside Saitama. The One Punch Man. You never know. Makes sense since we're on holiday. But it's still jarring. Shizune's dress is sharp and fashionable. Almost too much for a quiet place like Yamaku. Thinking back to what she wore at the Tanabata festival, starting to notice a trend with her. All of her clothes are very tasteful and mature. Very well thought out. So then I wonder why she herself is so immature. Well, at least Misha's clothes reflects her inner self on the outside. Clearly, Misha is... she's wearing a shirt that says Bush Cheney 2004. What? What kind of political nonsense are you wearing, Misha? Since when do you get... Come on, yo. Come on, man. If you hurt Hisao's feelings, it might break his heart. Ha! Anyway. Oh my god.
You're bringing so little.
I said I would. I said there wasn't much to pack. Sid pouts and rocks her own rather large collection of luggage with her foot, as if embarrassed. Misha only has one suitcase with her, but it's almost larger than she is. She looks self-conscious about it as well. God, that suitcase is as big as a compact car. The pea green color is unsettling too. It's like something used to transport bodies. The way they look right now makes me want to tease them a little. How did she go to bed school with that shirt? Aw, that's bad luck for you and Misha, isn't it? Having to carry those huge bags. Gotta pack light next time like me. Everything fits into one little suitcase.
Like James Bond!
Yes, exactly like James Bond. She then gently tugs at her glasses in concentration.
We should split the amount we carry equally. Wow! That's a great idea, Shi-chan.
What? No! Oh! Hisao wine!
It would benefit us all.
Yep! Wahaha! I'm going to have to say no. No. You're outvoted. She almost lunges forth as she signs it. Terrifying. It's the dumbest shirt to wear if I know hilarious. Yeah, that's true. It's a very odd shirt to wear. Oh well, I was just kidding. I don't mind carrying a few extra. I just thought it would be fun to mess with you both. But if you're going to try and make me carry it all, I was going to ride that giant green case down the mountain like a sled. That seems to make Shizune laugh. She holds a hand up to her mouth to hold it back. It's like she is hiding it. I wonder if she can laugh. If not, that might be why she does that. It kind of makes me feel sad. With that taken care of, we head for the train station, and a very uneventful ride follows. Shizune and Misha manage to fall asleep almost instantly, but I find myself unable to. That never happened before. Maybe it's my medication. When we arrive at Shizune's house, it's quite a bit larger than I had envisioned it would be. I don't think huge would be much of an overstatement. You live in a mansion? Shizune indignantly stands up on her tiptoes so that we're at eye level, and frowns deeply, having had my comment translated to her by Misha. So she's saying, how can you suggest such a thing?
This is just a normal house. Nothing as ostentatious as a mansion.
Believe our definitions of those terms are quite different then.
Wahaha! Hee-chan, are you surprised? Do you want me to point out where you'll be staying? I think we have a guest room, but I'm not sure if we have two. I'll check. It's no problem though, Hee-chan. Shi-chan and I can share a room if we have to. Well, unless hers is being used for something else now.
Not sure. I'm starting to think Shizune doesn't spend a lot of time at home. For I can make a joke of it at her expense. Shizune vanishes into the house and Misha goes with her, leaving me alone on the grounds. I don't want to follow them inside just yet. Put my bag down by the front door and take the opportunity to look around the grounds, just making a quick lap around the house. In fact, I start running. No, I'm just kidding. That's the Emmy route in the nutshell. Just keep running. Even though it takes just a few minutes, when I get back, the first thing I notice is that my bag is gone. And a tiny girl is in its place. She looks a lot like Shizune, although Shizune wouldn't wear red shorts and star and moon stockings. Is this Shizune's little sister? Hi, are you Shizune's little sister or something?
No, I'm her little brother. My name is Hideaki. It's nice to meet you.
The voice that responds is straightforward, monotone, and almost definitely male. Oh well, I think I messed his voice up then. I feel embarrassed to the point where I could almost turn around and leave right now. I could remember my way back to the train. So should I give him like what? I said he had a very. How did he describe the voice? The voice is a straightforward, monotone, and also definitely male. All right, guys, ready for the best? Tom, please correct me if it sounds really horrible, but the best Hideaki. Yeah, I should have just known from the name because that's a male name. Hideaki in person, voice. All right. Are you the second person that my sister brought with her? That's it. That's gonna be his voice. Trap? Yes, Trap. Brought with her. I'm not luggage. Anyway, I'm Hisao. Did you take my bag? Yes, it is my right to keep anything I find on my property. You was not prepared for this. No, it's not. That's not how it works at all. I guess even particularly well-spoken little kids believe in the law of finders keepers. And though I can call him little, it doesn't seem that much younger now that I think about it. Maybe 2 or 3 years younger at most. I gave it to Shizune. It's inside. Are you on the student council? That's a kind of a sing-songy monotonous voice, okay, guys? Hope you enjoy it. Hope it's good enough. Yeah, how did you know? Does she bring it up often? I almost said, does she talk about it often? That often? That could have been bad. Yes, all the time. Do you get along with her? Get along? That's a weird question. I wouldn't be on the student council if I couldn't get along with her. What about you? Do you two get along well? Even though he has a monotone voice, his face is as expressive as Shizune's, and belies how he really feels. Must run in the family. Looks like he isn't happy about my question for whatever reason. This is going to be an experience? I'm sorry. I was only asking because you both act so much alike. I don't know why, but it feels like he's teasing me. Unfortunately, it works. I don't like being compared to Shizune. A lot more like Shizune, but that's to be expected. Mistook you for her little sister, even. If you don't want people to make that mistake, you should dress more appropriately. I don't understand. My clothes are perfectly seasonal. What's with the stockings? Yo, stockings? Yo. They are cool. You act like my sister. Eventually people will start mistaking you for her. I guess my comment hit him harder than I thought. That'll explain this attempt at turning it around. This guy has a piercing gaze. I hate being compared to other people. Shizune doesn't like it when she is compared to others either. I thought that Hideaki was a little more mature than Shizune, but they have the same competitive streak and inclination to provoke people. Wonder if he's like this because of Shizune or if it's the other way around. And neither do you, right? Okay, I get it. I shouldn't be so petty. Especially to the little kids. Hideaki seems to accept this as an acknowledgement of defeat, which is something that I feel like I can't let go. Nevertheless, just have to let it go while I have the chance. I can hear Misha's laughter bouncing through the halls the moment I step through the door to the house. Follow it into what I would guess is the living room. Holds more people than I expected. Wait, what? Whoa, what? What? Wait, there's a lot more people. Among them I spotted distinctive and familiar blonde ponytail. I'm more confused by why Lily is here than surprised. Shizune seems just as surprised. Lily doesn't look ecstatic about this chance meeting either. Sitting next to Lily is a tall, androgynous looking woman in a sharp suit. I just assume that's her older sister, but I don't want to risk it. Yeah, right? I didn't expect you would arrive so early. At first, I think she's talking to me. Turns out that she's referring to Shizune. I don't think Lily even notices my presence. Lily walked in on them mid-conversation. It looks like with her focus on Shizune, she couldn't hear me. I should have rearranged my entire schedule for you. Chi-chan says, I should have rearranged my schedule just for you.
That would have been nice, but I would not expect you to do such a thing.
Oh, hi, Hee-chan! You're finally here! You're gonna go slither away as you fucked up? Why? Why? Where are you going, Tom? Yeah. Hello, Lily.
Oh, Hisao. This is quite a surprise. Akira, this is Hisao, a schoolmate. Hisao, this is Akira, my sister.
Yo. She holds up her hand in a brief and quite casual gesture of a greeting. So she is the older sister after all. I hope you're not messing up any of your plans. Since we're only going to be here for one more day, Lily, I thought she may as well come with me. Kira turns to me like she feels compelled to explain. I'm grateful for that.
I suppose my position here would be best described as a babysitter.
Kira ruffles Hideaki's hair as he carries on with his pastime of looking displeased. That is demeaning. It's okay, Tom. Stay a while and moderate.
Really? Maybe I'll change my title once you get a few more years on you. Or at least a few centimeters.
Make an interesting pair, although Akira looks more like a lawyer than a babysitter. Still not really sure why both she and Lily are here, though. Taking a glance around the room, there are tennis rackets, golf clubs, and even a stack of fishing poles and tackle boxes. Secreted here and there? Secreted, maybe? Contains bad civilization on your part? It's okay. Behind every chair, in every corner, under every table, there's some piece of outdoor hobbyist equipment. Pick up one of the fishing rods and play with it. This is a nice house. Shizune, it looks like your dad has a lot of hobbies. For a moment, I forget to sign what I say, but Misha's already in the process of interpreting what I said for her. I'm still a little impressed at how automatic interpreting is for Misha. Do you fish? No, I don't know how. Kind of want to learn, as I heard it's relaxing.
There is a river only a short distance away.
Oh, God! Wow, oh, that was a bad Shizune.
There is a river only a short drive away. My whole family knows how to fish. If you want, we could go there sometime.
You and Hideaki can fish? I didn't expect people your age to know, considering it's always seemed like a hobby for old men. You know, Lily's great at cooking. If you had some fresh fish... It's not hard to follow Akira's train of thought. Yo! Akira, I can relate! Yo, free food? Hell yeah! Yo, let's get these guys fishing now!
If you want to eat fish, we could go to the store.
Lily's voice sounds slightly more authoritative than normal. She really doesn't seem to share her sister's enthusiasm for the idea.
It's more fun to go fishing. We can even make it like a game and try to see who catches the biggest one. That would be exciting, right? Yeah, Hee-chan! What do you think? It sounds fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely could be.
Sounds like a plan. I don't know how to fish either, so now's as good of a time as any to learn.
Her eyes shift toward Lily, who remains unmoved. This sours Akira's smile a bit, and makes me wonder why Lily's being so obstinate about this. I don't think we have enough fishing equipment for everyone.
We can take turns. It'll be a team battle.
What is she saying? We can take turns. She wants to make it a contest.
Come on, Lily. We may as well make the most of it. So is this going to be a competition to see who can catch the biggest fish or the most? It looks like the older sister understands better as always. Chi-chan says that she supposes Lily would prefer to go to the store, right? It's much less work, so it's natural that she would. Going fishing would be more fun, though, and save money. Akira, you have the right idea.
Akira gives a gracious, if slightly stilted smile. She says praises wasn't her goal, after all. Lily's like, done, do best come.
Isn't the river quite far away?
I don't think it's that far. and I can drive if we have to. I'm okay with it, as long as you catch something. Can your car fit this many people and a whole lot of fishing gear on top of that? She pursed her lips as her fingers slowly moved, counting up the amount of passengers and the required cargo. We're going to be taking me, Shizune, Misha, Lily, Akira, and Hideaki.
6 people? Damn, my car can only take 5. Actually, if Hideaki sat on my lap, we could.
I'm not sitting on your lap.
Okay. Shi-chan says that our father's car would be big enough. What, the Fuga? If he doesn't mind us using it, then I guess we have no other choice. Feels kind of bad forsaking my car, considering I won't have it for much longer.
Despite Lily's obstinacy and Hideaki's questions of whether or not we prefer to eat first then bet on a fish dinner, it might fail to even materialize. There is no way to dissuade Akira and Shizune as they agreed on the transfer plan. Yo, that epic Misha drooling. Yo, look at that. That is a beautiful girl in her prime, okay, of life. Yeah, everyone looks really good in this picture. Look at Shizune all like, and Hisao looking like a scrub. Yeah, screw you yourself. My expectations of a somewhat relaxing drive through the countryside are fulfilled. Akira's driving is as smooth and peaceful as the surroundings, to the point where Misha falls asleep during the trip, and drools a lot. A lot. Lily's there, she looks a little pensive. Thought this trip would have been rather too slow-paced for Shizune's liking, but she seems to genuinely enjoy it. Even when Hideaki awkwardly sandwiched between her and the door, she just keeps looking out the window and smiling. Hideaki was so sandwiched you couldn't see him in the picture. Ooh, this is a nice looking place. Look at it. There's water and a tree and a giant freaking mountain. This is peak Misha. There will be many drills like Misha, but not any that are Misha. The area surrounding the river is quite beautiful. Akira and Shizune head off for the river so quickly that we have no choice but to chase after them. We would be left in the dust otherwise. You can see Hideaki and Lily are just humoring their siblings, Lily being the more unenthusiastic of the two. Misha seems as happy as ever, though. Looks like she managed to latch onto some of Shizune and Akira's excitement. She's about to wahaha, guys. As for myself, I'd rather eat now, but the thought of fresh fish prepared by Lily is appealing. Ultra instinct Misha? Ultra drool Misha, more like. The river is larger than I imagined, although very scenic and peaceful. Other than a small pier apparently built just to fish off of, this place looks untouched by civilization. It makes me realize how much greenery I've seen lately. Greenery is good. She then pulls Misha away so that they can explain how to fish to Akira. Lily and Hideaki are talking between themselves, so I decide to join the enthusiastic trio. So which one of these lures should I use then? Can I use this cute little one?
Wait. This is a contest. We need to pick teams first. Shi-chan and I will be one team, of course. He-chan, you're going to be on our team too, won't you? We can be the student council team.
Alright.
Alright then. That makes me, Hideaki, and Lily on the other team. Lily, what should we call ourselves? I don't see why it matters.
I don't think it matters. Team No Enthusiasm it is. Hell yeah. Yet again, Akira's best efforts are rebuffed. Shizune and Misha, on the other hand, have no lack of enthusiasm whatsoever.
Hisao, you can be our point man. Please try hard to catch as many or the biggest fish possible.
Why me? No one's even taught me how to fish yet.
We can do that now.
For a quick tutorial, Shizune immediately tries to draw us into a discussion about the strategy of the tag team fishing competition. Somehow, competition doesn't seem particularly applicable to a sport where you spend hours sitting down hoping a fish bites a worm.
It looks like Hideaki got stuck with the spare rod. It's just a string tied to a bamboo pole, right? That means when deciding the order, you should go against him.
What? Why me?
You have the least experience here, Hee-chan.
Yeah, so who's the best here, Shizune? Hideaki is your brother. He's probably just as good. Probably fishes all the time since he lives closer to a lake. Might even be better. Fishing isn't difficult. I disagree. This person who has gone on fishing trips and multiple times. Freshwater fishing, ocean fishing, etc. I have not caught a single fish my entire life. This requires shutting the fuck up. You still can't do it. It's fair. Fair. Watching you three makes my head hurt. No, I'm only hearing 2/3 of a conversation, right? What's this about? Picking our lineup. Akira makes a troubled face. She's getting impatient, which probably isn't too unreasonable.
If you're impatient, that only makes me more excited. Now I want to play for higher stakes.
What's she saying? She wants to play for higher stakes.
I wouldn't be too hasty. We have beginner's luck twice over on our side, after all. The only way you'll be able to beat that is by catching a whole ocean.
Oh! Akira with the trash talking back. Yo, 2 fish is better than 0, man.
This is a freshwater body of water, you marine biologist.
A weird insult, delivered with unblinking, innocent good cheer. Kira doesn't seem bothered. She laughs it off, and Shizune looks like her usual mischievous self again. Glad they get along.
So, are we going to pick the teams or what? I'm getting kind of hungry. So, Misha and I are on one team, and Lily, Hideaki, and you are on the other, aren't you? I suppose that's the most obvious arrangement. Wouldn't mixing it up be a little more fun, though? You don't want to fish with your own sister? Well, neither of us know how to fish, so putting both of us on the same team is kinda...
Well, it sounds like I've heard something kind of dangerous. Try to change the subject before Shizune can turn that incredulous look on her face into anything more. So, I guess you and Shizune know each other?
Sure do. We go way back.
Tom. So whenever you go fishing, you become Misha. You have to get the pink wig out then. Kira throws an annoying grin at Shizune. It's not until Misha is finished translating what she said that Shizune gains a trouble-faced. Kira sure is different from Lily. Similar how they look, she's much more informal and laid back. I expected Lily's family to be all proper and formal like her, so this is a surprise. I feel like she's easy to talk to. As much as I like talking about catching fish, we should probably actually do it sometime. Would you suggest that there should be a lineup like in baseball, or should it be everyone at once, or a tag battle style? Can everyone sit wherever they want, or do teams have to stick together? Do we call where we fish? What fish sizes will we be counting? Akira groan after Misha dutifully translates for her, instead rubs her glasses, laughing silently. Never mind, let's just fish then. Can be an individual contest. I sit down, ready to fish, although I'm not feeling very confident. Everyone else is already sitting except Akira, who takes a seat next to me and throws her line out. They're taking off her suit jacket and rolling up her sleeves. You become worse than Misha? Come on, Tom. You have to do the canteen fishing trip, so you and me can both go, screw it, and start drinking instead. Misha and Hideaki end up sitting on the shore and fishing together, as there's not enough room on the pier for everyone. Truth be told, I'd rather be sitting next to Shizune, but Akira seems approachable enough. Careful there, you're a little close. Don't tangle our lines, okay? So, you've never fished before? No, but I've seen a bit of it on the television. I always wanted to catch one of those big fish with a sword with her face. Marlin, I think? Like the sound of alcohol? If I recall correctly, those are from the ocean. They are saltwater fish. I know that. Why is everyone acting like I don't know the difference between freshwater and saltwater fish?
If you aren't careful, you'll scare off the fish, saltwater or not.
Akira's voice is somewhat loud between her attempts to both egg on Shizune and keep Lily entertained, so she may have a point. My line doesn't seem to be picking up anything, but I don't know how much of that is down to Akira. Shizune does her best to relax in the sun and pulls the look off very well, but I can tell that she'd be slightly put off by not knowing what's being talked about. Not having Misha around can be a real problem.
Isao, what's the score so far? Are we winning? I hope we are, given that I've entrusted you with our team's success.
I managed to do some awkward sign with creative placement on my rod. It's probably close to being gibberish in spoken terms. You're like, right there, can't you tell?
Disappointing. You let yourself get distracted. You have to stay focused.
Focused! Should have known. Well, it's 0-0 in any case. Akira chuckles, although it's clear that really took the wind out of her sails. It's just numbers now, or are we keeping track of size too? It's like the only CG with Shizune and Lily actually looking happy and being in each other's presence, I bet. Fruit punch is good, guys. It's very humble. How do I do the hiding of the thing? Here you go. You show the image. Look how pretty that is, guys. Beautiful. Christmas miracle there.
Both. Grading matters.
Who's going to be grading them? Are you a certified fish judge? So she shakes her head to signify that she isn't.
But it doesn't seem like it will be very hard. Tell Misha to stop flailing her hands around like that, scaring all the fish away. Ask Hideaki why he hasn't even bothered to cast yet.
Look over to the two and yell what Shizune said to them.
Shi-chan! I think he's upset that he's stuck with the backup rod.
Since Misha is largely unable to sign anything coherently right now, she only gets a puzzled look from Shizune for a reply. Shizune just sighs after I translate it for her.
Hey everyone. Hey, even if you're depressed about it, got to try. Catch the big one for all you know, but you won't catch anything unless you do.
I feel that at least half of her encouragement is because if Hideaki does catch the big one, she wants to be there to eat it, and having 6 people fishing just leads to better chances of catching something than having 5. The constant awkward shuffling I have to do to communicate with Shizune, not to mention her increasing fidgeting, makes me think it might be a good idea to give her a go at fishing. Hey guys, can we switch over now?
Sure, Lily? No, please. I have no idea how to fish.
Sign what they say, given that I seem to have taken Misha's place as she's his interpreter right now.
How magnanimous of you, Lily.
Oh boy, here we go. I won't bother translating what she says for fear of sparking another fight. She just says you should at least try. Might even turn out to be fun.
Very well, Akira. How do you use this?
It's pretty simple. Wonder how ethical it is to purposely completely change what Shizune said like that. At least it paid off. Oh look! You know, I'm not gonna lie, in this picture, Lily looks like she's kind of more looking at the rod, making sure it's there, the fishing rod. She actually looks like she's fishing.
I think I understand. What bait do you think would be best to use? I prefer something that wouldn't hurt the fish too much.
If you're putting a hook through their mouth, I don't think the bait's going to hurt them much more. And letting it go? No, don't do that. You're right, another CG where they're smiling together. How could it be? Actually, no, he sounds not smiling because he's a bitch. Wrecked.
But if it isn't big, there's little point in killing it.
My hands freed, it's much easier for me to interpret what everyone's saying. Now Shizune is the one who has to deal with her hands being full, but she seems to take it in her stride.
That's so arrogant. Okay, I'll only reel in the big ones too from now on.
What's she saying? What's she saying? Kira just sighs after interpreting for her. No, I don't like that only, you know? A fish is a fish. Take what you can get, you know? I kinda wanna eat, you know? Unfortunately, Shizune can't cheer her. Lily doesn't seem to be paying much attention now. The thing is, Hisao never smiles. He was literally smiling in the last CG. Stop lying. Lily's taking to fishing easily. It is a very relaxing activity after all. It isn't long before they both catch a fish, and surprisingly, Lily's just as interested in which is the bigger of the two as Shizune is. As hours pass, it seems like they're even starting to have fun. Oh, look. At the end of the day, we have several good-sized fish between us. Me, Hideaki, and Misha managed to catch one. No one brings up that we were competing to see who could catch more. I don't think it matters to anyone anymore. Shizune and Misha are talking between themselves some distance away, but Lily and Hideaki are doing the same. Decide to take advantage of the quiet moment to talk with Akira. We won't stop. Lily and Shizune got on well today. I didn't really expect it. We're seeing how they act towards each other in school. She gives an amused snort. Looks like she doesn't take their feuding as seriously as I do. They've got their reasons. Lily and I are going away for a while tomorrow, so we thought we'd just pop by. In the end, I'm glad we did. After a brief silence, she stretches loudly and then claps her hands together. Hands to get everyone's attention. Well, that looks like enough to feed everyone. We should be getting back now. Lily nods, but then hesitates. With her face clouding a bit, she still looks to be in a better mood than this morning. Akira really seems to know how to handle her. Diffuse her antipathy towards Shizune pretty well. Today's catch looks delicious. Kinda wish I had some soy sauce. I could just eat it now. I thought you wanted me to cook it. You don't think eating it raw would be okay? So Akira's protests or joking, as I can't tell which, decide to wait to at least cook the fish before eating it. Not all fish become sushi, guys. Not all of it. But quite a bit of it could be sushi. So we're becoming pretty late while we were out. And by the time we arrive back at Shizune's house, it's a good time for dinner. And everyone ate fish, and it was delectable. So many pills spilled out all over the bottom of my bag, which I didn't realize until minutes before I was set to go to bed last night. Spent quite a bit of time scraping that out of my luggage. By the time I get up, I'm already starting the day with a migraine from a combination of trouble falling asleep and waking up late. We see food and we want? Yo, same, man. I want food. I step into the living room. Hideaki is there finishing up his breakfast. His fork raised midway to his mouth. He seems unsure whether he should continue eating or greet me. We should back out of the room. Good morning. Morning. What do you think we should have for breakfast? We? Aren't you eating breakfast right now? Yes. Everyone else ate already. Despite that, he repeats his question again. Just tried to be nice. It's an odd way to show it, but I appreciate it nonetheless. I am feeling pretty hungry. Try to make some conversation with him while I'm getting my breakfast. To fill in the silence. That fishing trip yesterday was fun. Do Hakamichis and Satos often get together like that? Not really. I see. I don't really. I don't see at all. I don't know what I'm talking about. There's a brief pause before Hideaki deigns to fill me in a little more. Family issues. Our fathers are brother-in-laws and do not like each other. Hearing that gives me plenty to think about. Puts the way Shizune and Lily deal with each other into context. It makes me even more wary of getting involved. Family issues can be troublesome. Hideaki simply nods as I sit at the table with my breakfast. Wish you were a little easier to converse with. While I'm eating, I notice that the house seems oddly quiet for a place with Misha in it. Shizune and Misha ate breakfast already. It can't be because they're asleep. I ask Hideaki where they are. Shizune and Misha left to run some errands for our dad. The local business people love dealing with Misha, so he insisted. Well, she's got a nice and cheerful personality. See why they would. Maybe you should start taking lessons from her. Increase your business connections. Are you serious? Sounds serious. I don't know what kind of business connections a little kid would need. Maybe he wants to have the best bake sale fundraiser ever. It's a shame I'll eventually have to leave here and won't be around to see whatever he is planning. Wonder what kind of person Shizune and his dad is again. Are they relatively outdoorsy? What I know so far is that he asks for business partners and friends of his daughters to do favors for him. I'm assuming he's extremely shy or extremely lazy. Maybe it's a rude call to make so early, but it would certainly explain a large chunk of Shizune's personality. Do you want to go anywhere? Not really. Why? Do you? I thought there might be somewhere you would want to go. You don't want to do some sightseeing or eat at a specific restaurant. I don't know. I've never been here before. I see. I was just about to ask him about what Shizune was like when she was younger. He's managed to sidetrack me with just one question. This appears to be as awkward a conversation for him as it is for me. You're sure eager to please today. Why are you being so nice? Are you showing your secret nice side now that your sister isn't around? You're sort of right. Shizune wanted me to keep you company today. I don't want to trouble him. Try to make him see that. But Hideaki is as stubborn as his sister, and feels as if this is his duty. He also seems to be earnestly trying to be nice. Quickly, I start to realize that Hideaki's idea of fun is fishing, collecting cameras, and making esoteric puns. Fishing is fun. It's something I would rather do than discuss. Same goes for cameras. I'd rather handle them than collect them. This is something Hideaki picks up on himself. Are you bored? I'm not bored at all. Everything's a spoiler if everything can be interpreted as a spoiler. That's what you're saying, basically, right? Almost yawned the words, so Hideaki ignores him entirely. You are bored. Shizune said to be entertaining, and I think I don't know how to do that. I am entertained. You don't sound entertained. I am! Why do you yell? I hope you do not yell so much around Shizune. It's hard to tell if he's joking. Either way, I'm a bit surprised. Sure, play it off and change the subject. Do you just collect cameras, or are you into photography too? What happened? What happened, Tom? What happened in Fako? Not really. If I did, there would be more photos in this house than there currently are. What is there to take pictures of? I don't know. Birds? Architecture? All those restaurants we were talking about? I thought this city had tons of cool stuff. How can you live in a place with so much to do and do nothing? I thought you didn't know what there was to do here. Suddenly you have many ideas and are an authority on how interesting it is. You are like our board of tourism. Do you want to go watch birds or buildings? Okay, no need to get so mad. I'm not mad. I just think that if you feel that strongly about it, then we should go to an amusement park. Oh, okay. Yeah, challenge quests are meant to be challenging. Why? They only cost 5 AP, Tom. If you mess up, you just go and do it again. So that you can be amused. It will be fun. Whoa. He have this same flat, unfun expression on his face while we're riding roller coasters and drop towers? Would sure bring the fun levels down. Wow! Hisao, what a rude guest you are. Gosh. The thought does not convince me that it's worth the trip. I don't know. It always sounded to me like going to an amusement park meant you spend more time waiting in lines than actually doing stuff. You have to go earlier than this just to skip the lines. Have you ever been to one? No, but it seems like that is what it's like. Because they said he had a monotone masculine voice. That's why my Hideaki voice sounds like this. Fine. What about a regular park? There is one nearby that Shizune likes to go to. Maybe she will be there. I can unload you onto her. What do you mean unload? Not luggage. You don't want to go to an amusement park. I don't know what to do. It looks as though I've hurt his feelings by refusing to go with him. I'm already rationalizing my decision. I don't like waiting in lines. It'd be too much like a date. Rather go with Shizune. It would be too tiring. It's nothing personal. It's just that I kind of want Shizune to show me around town instead. I don't think that with my condition going to an amusement park would be such a hot idea. The park is close enough that their property could almost be considered an extension of it. Both it and Shizune's backyard look about the same, except that the park has benches and more people. Why, Tom? You think there's something wrong with my Hideaki voice? That said, it's quite nice. There are even people out walking their dogs, and children flying kites that can be seen lazily drifting back and forth over the trees in the distance. Sit here in a relaxing and scenic place like this forever. Hideaki, on the other hand, looks like he's extremely bored. I want to poke him to see if he's still alive, but would he react either way? Are you bored? No. Are you going to jog or play frisbee with dogs like everyone else? Is that what people do in parks? Well, you go to parks to get back to nature and enjoy the atmosphere. That's why you jog in the park instead of just on the sidewalk or something. You can jog anywhere. No, it makes it better. Thank you. Can't believe I'm having this conversation. How can you not know this? What a prick, Hisao. He like barges into someone else's life. He's forced to take care of you, and he sounds being a jerk about it. You shouldn't have brought that up. It's too weird. Haven't you ever heard of children should be seen, not heard? Yes. I lied. I'm bored. Would you like to play a game? I groan audibly enough to hope that he understands. I don't want to. He doesn't care. In fact, he's already toying with a deck of playing cards. He's like, it's deciding between the bullet and human socialization. Why are you upset? That is why we are here. Oh my god. No, Hideaki is living a fun-filled, rose-colored life. Clearly, guys. Clearly. And as a guy, I thought we were here to look for Shizune. Exactly. That is why we should play a game. It's a Shizune trap. You can trap anything, including people. If we compete against each other in the spirit of competition in a sportsmanly manner, she will be drawn here to challenge the winner like a shark. Then I will defeat her like a safari hunter, then take a photo of the award ceremony. What? So, Hideaki's like, I will usurp power from Shizune and be the god of this world. Basically. Sharks do not go around challenging people to games of chance like dojo breakers. When did you bring that camera? Anyway, no. I get enough games hanging out with your sister. Think we found the U? No, come on. It will be fun. We can play chess. Please, no. Besides, playing chess in the park is something old people do, like fishing. We're going to get old too fast if we keep doing all this old man stuff. Yo! Screw you, Hisao! Chess is a great board game, and you should become better at it. Man. Yaki freezes like I suddenly started speaking a foreign language. Maybe I offended him again? Maybe he's secretly 50 years old and has just aged incredibly well. Him being Shizune's brother could be a cover story. What about checkers or Go? Or even backgammon is fine, even though I don't like it. If board games aren't your thing, we can play card games. Anything other than 7-card because it is for wimps. Are you afraid that you will lose? If you can beat me, I'll give you candy. Yo, get that chessboard out. I'm gonna beat this fucker and get some free candy. Hideaki, you are just like Shizune. Starting to think this is all a pretense to play games. No, that is not true. You are! I bet that competitive streak is genetic. I'll sell you to science. No one can own a human being. How about I teach you some sign language instead? When Shizune asked me if I want to come here, We talked a little. It seemed like you and your dad don't use sign language. I'm just guessing, but if you don't, I can teach you some. Not a master at it, though. I think it might be good for you to move your arms more anyway. Hideaki Suzumiya, the god of this world. He barely moves his arms. Most of the time, they just hang limply at his sides. How unnerving. It's been bothering me that Shizune's entire family apparently doesn't know how to sign. Wonder what she did before she met Misha. Did they just hire translators for her? Did she write out everything on that pad she carries around? The second is the most likely, or she could type it out on a phone. I explain why she dislikes using the pad so much. Sad as it is, I can sort of see why Hideaki or her dad might not have bothered to learn sign language. Probably was too much of a hassle at the time. It's very easy to think that. From what I've seen so far, though, neither of them hold it against each other or are too badly affected by it. It could be that I'm overthinking the situation. Maybe, Shizune wasn't always deaf. Who knows? Come on! Well, to be honest, I'm still learning sign language myself. Brought all my books along with me so I can keep up, Still, I can at least teach you the alphabet. It's pretty simple. This is kite. I feel really corny right now, and even more so when Hideaki stares back at me blankly, as if the entire concept of learning is alien to him. Shizune likes flying kites here as well. This is his attempt to salvage the conversation. I'm happy to oblige. Fishing, and now kites too? Shizune really likes all these relaxing hobbies. Fighter kites. Oh, snap. Hideaki died that day. He didn't see what killed him. He just remembered it was a drill that pierced the heavens. And an echoing "Wah-ha-ha! Wah-ha-ha!" as Misha killed the god of this world. Hideaki freezes as Misha appears behind him, puts her hands over his eyes. Hi, hi! Guess who? He seems to finally be loosening up too. Hi, Misha. Shizune with you? He-chan! No spoilers! Don't spoil it! Don't ruin the surprise, okay? Misha. Bingo! That's right, but it was too easy somehow. And I'm still wearing the same shirt. Wahaha! What? I don't know what she means by somehow. Too many people can tell it's me. I want to surprise someone. I thought for sure that Hideaki would be fooled. Why weren't you? You are the only person who does that. You and kidnappers. And kidnappers? Uh-oh. Really? Wahaha! Why do you laugh? Are you giving Isao trouble? I thought you would take him somewhere more exciting than the park. It isn't even that far from home. You are so lazy. Hideaki! Are you giving Hichan trouble? You should have taken him somewhere more exciting. The park is too close to home. Hichan says you're lazy. Please don't say you are lazy because Shizune is crazy. Wait, what? You wanted to come here. Why are you so argumentative? You're waiting for someone to hit Misha in the gut? See, if someone closed my eyes, I'm not too worried about it. But if someone, covered my mouth, I would immediately expect someone to knife me from behind. It's Miss Steal Your Child! Oh, your child is gone. All that left was a wahaha. I have to keep my little brother in line. What is she saying? You must be kept in line. Really? They're ready to go at each other's throats this quickly. On one hand, I've heard that siblings fight so much it isn't uncommon. I've heard that siblings fighting so much isn't uncommon, okay? The fact that they fight at all proves that there has to be some level of communication going on. So it's nice to get along. I don't know, literally when me and my little sis fight, we tore mountains asunder. It was pretty crazy, guys. Like entire villages disappeared under our wrath, etc. You know how it is. Just a ransom note that says Wahaha. Fair. They argue all the way back home. You should translate for Shizune and I for Hideaki. So it looks more like we're the ones arguing instead, except not really. No, we can listen to Misha and believe that. The day got entertaining in the end, at least. Hey, Hideaki and Shizune fought. It was fun. What the hell's wrong with Hisao, man? What a prick. Despite having only been here for 2 days, it feels like it's been much longer. Wake up feeling more tired than refreshed. Maybe because I've been moving around almost constantly since I got here. Whatever the reason, it's making me get up unusually late each day. I like sleeping in, but it could be inconvenient if it ends up becoming a habit. You hear a deep male voice shouting loudly in the background. Must be Shizune's dad, or maybe, with the size of this place, its creditors. More likely the former, since the yelling doesn't seem angry, just loud. Holy crap! What? What the hell is this Final Fantasy / Kingdom Hearts reject doing here? Shizune, Misha, and Hideaki are sitting in the living room having a one-sided conversation with a giant bear man who alternates between shoveling away food from a plate, balanced on his leg, and twirling a sword. He's literally twirling a sword while he eats? What is this? Exactly. Holy shit, it's Jet! Oh, no. From what Shizune and Hideaki are like, I expected their dad to be a very reserved, clean-cut, possibly androgynous person. So I'm pretty surprised. Yo. I'm surprised for a while until he starts talking to me. Alright, what is the voice that we give this man? Should I give like Macho Man Randy Savage like, hello! You must be Shizune's other friend! Did you have a good night's rest? The guest rooms are a bit sparse. If there is anything you need, feel free to tell me! Look at his main character. Thanks. You must be Shizune's father. It's nice to meet you. I'm Shizune's classmate, Sao Nakai. The pleasure is mine, and I've wanted to meet you after hearing that I would have a second guest in my house. Unexpected. You hear something like that, and obviously you want to see what that person is like. Would you like my business card? That fucking business card too? He holds up a case full of them for a second. I can see that his name is Jigoro? Like Gigolo? That his office hours are from 8 to 6. They also say he's a consultant. What a prepared guy, carrying his card case around in his own home. Oh, you want to play as him in Smash Brothers? I don't. We're just sitting down to a slightly late lunch. You're just in time to join us. Good, pick a place to sit down, and I'll bring you a plate. I hope you don't mind eating bear liver. I thought that bear liver was toxic. Either way, thought of eating a bear liver doesn't appeal to me other than for the ability to tell people I've eaten bear liver. Suppose it wouldn't hurt to try it, but Shizune's dad merely laughs. I'm just making a joke! Although maybe it wouldn't be such a bad idea to cook up some bear liver for your kids. They'll make you strong. Oh. Is he one of those fathers who like superimposes like his ideology of what it means to be a true like man or whatever onto his children, and that's why Hideaki rebels by going, I'm gonna dress like how I want, and Shizune rebels by going, fuck you, I'm just not gonna visit often. He's about to burst through that shirt. Yeah, exactly, Tom. That's what I meant. He sounds like I'm getting that impression that he's basically just a massive cunt. So I think the Macho Man voice is good, not because Macho Man Randy Savage is a massive cunt, but because the Macho Man sounds like you're a massive cunt. This guy's living up to the voice. We're actually having omelets! I'll make you one right now! Is that unusual for you having an omelet for lunch? Very unusual. No, not at all. Jigoro vanishes to where the kitchen must be. I'm surprised that despite living in this place, he has to cook my lunch. Maybe he only cooks because he likes to. Like his character design is like way out there. My steaming plate of food is done in a very short time. It smells really good. Are you in the student council like Shizune? Is the student council that busy that she has to drag her friends along with her everywhere she goes?
Sometimes. Vacation, just vacation. You're right about the student council part. I think we're just here for fun, though.
I see! Is that right? When I was young, our student councils had so much work that I don't think we could have afforded going on vacation. It must be nice having so much free time. Should give you plenty of time to think about your future. I hope everyone loves this voice for Jigoro. This Gigolo guy. next time, bring a brick on vacation. Not like the direction this discussion is taking. Start thinking about how to avoid it. Have you thought about that? About what you want to do? No, I haven't given it much thought recently. What do you do, if you don't mind me asking? Must be something pretty cool if we can get you a house like this. Why do you want to know that? Children aren't interested in business. What business of yours is my business? Suspicious. Are you some kind of tax man, boy? Is he just like Kenji grown up and having had children somehow and gone through a midlife crisis and go, fuck it, I'm gonna get a sword! Going more to Ultimate Warrior? It doesn't matter, close enough. Guess he really does not like being asked questions.
He-chan isn't a tax collector's boy, I think. He-chan, what do your parents do? You never told us.
You be quiet! Don't interrupt me! I hate being interrupted! Rude! Yeah, he's pretty bad. Shizune doesn't look too happy with this turn of events. You and Misha are unable to sign to her what's going on. She can read the mood easily. Her glare becomes more smoldering as Jigoro continues to rant. One more thing! My fishing equipment! I came home and it was just in a big pile in the corner! Rods just stacked haphazardly on top of tackle! That was me. That was me. I can't remember if it actually was him. If it wasn't, I appreciate that he's willing to take one for the team. It doesn't matter because Jigoro ignores him without skipping a beat. Well, anyway, I'm glad that my fishing equipment can provide so much entertainment for my daughter's friends! Did not even tell me that you were going to be using them! Those are expensive, custom-made poles, not for dilettantes! Oh my god, he really is tricked. So then I become aware of the eggshell fragments in my omelet. Is he just a bad cook? Does he eat them for the calcium? Were they purposely added there to give me even more discomfort? Though confused, I'm not as unnerved as I think I would normally be. Then again, my life has been pretty strange lately, and I keep running into all sorts of different people. Nothing surprises me anymore. Do you even properly clean them after use? Terrible! Do you even know how to fish? Unlikely! There are not enough poles here for all of you! How does that work? Did you all share? One person baits the hook and another cast to be able to reel? Incompetent! Well, 6 of us went, so we couldn't all do it at the same time. First it was just me, Akira, Hidaki, and Misha. Stop talking! That sounds unspeakably dirty! I've had enough of your filth! How vulgar! Make sure your statements are not so embarrassingly, carelessly worded next time! What? What? You are so disrespectful! Amazing! I are all delinquent types like this! Even the way you dress shows flippant disregard for authority! Sort of as disgraceful! Delinquent? I'm on the student council. I'm hurt by his comment on my sweater vest, especially when it's coming from a guy with such a tacky shirt. Guess I can't really say anything though. He has a sword, might also kill bears. Shillali puts her plate down on the table.
That was delicious! Shi-chan and I are done now. He-chan, you are too, right? We should get going.
A simple yet effective exit strategy. Oh, what a simple yet effective exit strategy. Barely have the time to put down my plate before they pull me up and out of there and finally outside. Yeah, that guy.
Unbelievable! It's like I'm really watching an interrogation. This is not a cop show. Guests definitely have responsibilities, but hasn't he ever heard of being a gracious host? Really?
Misha attempts to sloppily mimic Shizune's angry, chopping gestures as best as she can. She has the expression down too, but the tone of her voice is the same as ever, thus lacking anger necessary to bring it all together. How can you kill someone and not get caught? I don't know. Ask a murderer. I am not a murderer.
Wahaha! Don't take it too hard, Hee-chan. Shi-chan's dad does this to everyone. I think it's like a joke.
That was the most aggressive joke possible. Just saying. I'm also not at all convinced that it was a joke, considering this hastily staged retreat. But this isn't a good moment to discuss how Shizune and his father might be a jerk.
Hee-chan, let's go shopping. You haven't been to town yet, have you? It'll be fun. We can see the sights and go to an amusement park. Maybe eat at a good restaurant.
We just had lunch. Even though I didn't eat much.
It's okay. In that case, we just have to make sure that today is so busy that by the time we're done, it'll be time for dinner. It works out perfectly! Come on, Hee-chan!
They immediately flank me and hook my arms with theirs. Shizune taking one arm, Misha taking the other. At first, we almost trip over each other. Shizune walks at a very brisk pace, and Misha has an unusually bouncy way of moving around. We get the hang of it soon enough, and I notice we're going to town by cutting through the park. Doesn't seem efficient, so I'm guessing this is a scenic route. Walking this way hinders how we can communicate with each other significantly. Can't talk to Shizune at all. Shizune and Misha are down to one-handed gestures only. Feels nice though, so I don't mind too much. Because, you know, Hisao's a scumbag anyway. Hisao might be a scumbag that likes the feel of girls on his arms. But he's not gigolo. The worst. When I make a crack about it to Misha, she responds with mild confusion.
Really, Hee-chan? If you really want Shizune's attention, you can tell me. And then I can tap her on the shoulder for you.
You could just let me go and I'll do it myself. Are you going to tap her on the shoulder from over there?
Like this.
She suddenly stops in her tracks roughly and tries to reach behind her back and across my shoulder to get Shizune's attention. She succeeds, but only because when Misha stopped, I had to as well, or we'd all fall over. Obviously, Shizune had to jerk to a halt too. The sight makes Misha let out one of her characteristic laughs, which shakes us around more. She then starts flailing her free hand to get her to stop, which only causes her to laugh harder. It is pretty funny to watch her getting so flustered and start laughing too. That was weird.
And then we went to the town, and we went to the amusement park, and we got dinner at a nice restaurant. It was a lot of fun. And we did this and that, and we came home nice and late, and Jigoro wasn't there, and Hideaki's like, cool. I've been neglecting my sign language studies, so I should probably spend some time studying up on it. Well, I think I've learned a lot just by osmosis. Very proud of that, and we'll have to be careful not to brag about it. Most of the books I brought with me aren't manuals on learning how to sign language, but studies about different signing dialects. I know Shizune has some secret signals with Misha that only the two of them know the meaning of. After seeing a couple of them, this book caught my eye in the school library. Maybe I should incorporate some examples into my own signing, to mess with them, because I'm pretty sure that they have started using their code words more when I started learning sign language. That will teach them. After a quick break for a shower, I resumed practicing my sign language in the guest room mirror. Yesterday I crashed my fingers against each other pretty hard. Still smart, so I don't want a repeat of that to happen again. Here, knocking on the door behind me and turn to find Hideaki standing inside the doorway, staring at me. How polite of him to knock, but usually you don't open the door first. What are you doing? I'm practicing sign language. How long have you been standing there? I did not see anything. That isn't the point. I don't even know what he means by that. It's not like I was doing something I would be ashamed to have people see me doing. Although sign language must look strange to most people, I'm only used to it from being around Shizune and Misha so much. I'm brushing up on my sign language and reading about it too. Stuff like the history of it, even though they cover it in sign language class. Your school teaches sign language as a class. Yeah. One of the first things they brought up was that it's not very common to do that. I guess we're very international or something.
Want to see that bouncy way of moving for reasons? It looks fun. Well, I wouldn't call it fun. If you do not enjoy this, it seems like a lot of work to go through just to talk to my sister. Why does everyone keep saying that? Yaki's mouth twitches like he was about to laugh, but he restrains himself. Come to think of it, he hasn't laughed once since I met him. I could take it as a compliment that he doesn't laugh at me, but I'm curious to see it. Laugh! No. Why? It's the fastest, most direct way I could think of towards accomplishing my goal. Can you teach me sign language? He says it plainly, but his body language is nervous, showing that he clearly needs to put some effort in to ask. I guess Hideaki likes his sister, after all. I think Misha is a lot more approachable, though, so I wonder why he didn't ask her. Secretly, I'm shouting, "Yes! Yes! Yes! Oh!" inside. I thought he wanted to learn sign language and even brought it up, but he had evaded the subject skillfully. Turns out I was right after all. I don't really know why this makes me so pleased. Sure. But now that I think about it, I'm not a sign language teacher. I don't even know where to start. In class, I'd be learning stuff gradually over a week. Does Hideaki expect me to teach him anything usable in one-day crash course? My teacher spent a couple of days just giving a history of sign language. I decided to start off with that, to buy some time off, figure out how I can seg it into the hard stuff. 5 minutes in, Hideaki raises his hand. Was that a JoJo reference, Tom? Tom, do you think I make random JoJo references? Just as yes, 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 yes. Anyway, I don't understand what you are doing. Well, you can't just jump into teaching, you know? You have to ease into it. It's like when you go swimming. Don't just jump into the lake like in some movie. I do not swim. It's like scientists managed to create a process to suck out all the hyperactive, infuriating, and childish qualities of a small child and then implant them into the dad, creating a raging jerk dad and leaving behind Hideaki. I begin to feel claustrophobic, despite the fact that the guest room is 3 times bigger than my dorm room, and there's just the 2 of us in here. It's all in my head. I know it. And I don't care. Still use it as an excuse to move the lesson outside. It's a lot easier to concentrate out here. Even the precious few seconds it took to relocate managed to allow me to sort my thoughts. There were no questions during this time. Hideaki can't seem to talk and walk at the same time. Eventually, however, I start to realize that if I'm going to teach him anything, I have to keep the lesson constantly moving. Second, there's an opening for it, he'll ask a question, which will lead to more questions. Then there's no end to it. Second time he asks me why a certain hand motion means what it does, and I have to reach deep into my memory to look for etymology I don't know about it. Etymology I don't know about a gesture I only knew about a month longer than him. I started looking for an out. Hideaki, let's take a break. Okay. What is your school like? This kid's like a little reporter. But it makes sense for someone his age to be curious, and this is one question I don't mind. What's it like? Never really thought about it. It's on top of this mountain, so it feels kind of isolated and lonely up there sometimes, even though that's also why it has a pretty great view. Students there are interesting. Actually, I felt bad at first. You know what kind of school it is, right? Just realized something, Tom? What is it? Yes. I felt bad because I didn't want to go there. I don't even remember exactly what I was thinking at the time. Probably was something like a school for crippled people would be a depressing place. They were telling me to go be forgotten there. Then everyone there was just living their lives for the most part, so I felt even worse. It wasn't different at all, so I felt like kind of a jerk. Shizune was the first person I met. She's in most of my classes, Misha too. They're always together. I guess the school is accommodating enough to pair them up as much as possible. There's this girl in my class, Hanako, whom I feel bad for. She has these burns and seems to have a complex about them, but I think she looks fine. She's a cute girl. My friend and friends with Lily too. You know Lily, right? Does she bring up Hanako? Yes, sometimes. You don't want to remember, so they'll mention it? Okay. I'm trying to remember who else is interesting. We have a little track star ace who runs on these prosthetics. There's one girl, Rin, who doesn't have arms, but she's a great painter. All art has this harsh, alive quality. Her to Yamaku? Probably seen some of it hanging around. A little weird sometimes, but I've always heard that artistic and creative types are like that. That reminds me, the guy who lives across the hall from me is pretty weird too, but he can be interesting at least. It's very bad civilization. Dun 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 dun. You are also interesting. Is that bad? Hey, and what's with that tone? What does that even mean? Are you saying I'm weird, Hideaki? You talk a lot. My first instinct is to go on the defensive, but the more I think about it, he has a point. That's right. I do talk a lot. I don't think I used to. I think It's probably because of all the time I spent around Shizune and Misha. Talking with them, I get caught up in all their circular logic and just how they do everything. I feel like I'm going to be drowned out or left behind. My sister can drown you out. It's not like she's literally talking over me and stuff, obviously. It's hard to explain. They have more energy than I do. It's like an aggressiveness. I don't feel like I have to match it, but I want to. Then maybe your sister has that effect on people. Do you look up to your sister? He stares at me blankly, tense and confused as to how to react to the question. I will be better than Shizune. Better at what? At everything. Like what? I can do magic tricks. You mean like telling people you got their nose? Or more like the kind of magic where you pull a rabbit out of your ass? Doesn't look happy. Someday I'll see Hideaki laugh. I might just try tickling him if I have to. The back door flies open and Jigoro strides out of it, keeping his back straight and taking giant, slow, regal strides like either a king or a huge jackass. Try to turn away using a train of logic that if I can't see him, he can't see me. Unfortunately, it doesn't pan out and he comes over so fast, it's like he appeared out of the air over my shoulder. He's back. Oh ho! What's up here? What are you two doing? Flailing your hands around, playing cat's cradle like a bunch of girls. I'm teaching Hideaki some sign language. What about you, Mr. Hakamichi? He narrows his eyes suspiciously, as if he's not used to people being polite to him. I'm writing an autobiography of my life and times. By writing, I mean I am dictating it to my biographer. Unfortunately, she is running late. Unprofessional. Perhaps you should read it when it is published later this year and put you on the waiting list. Maybe we'll give you the moral compass you seem to lack in your life. Inspire you to stop sulking. Can't be sustainable for him to be so casually insulting to everyone. Though Hideaki is likely too detached to even notice. Shizune is deaf, and most of the insults must fly over Misha's head. Surely Akira must have an opinion on this. Feel bad for that poor biographer, yeah. I try not to think about it. If he's doing this to psych me out, then I have to stay calm or he wins. He must absolutely definitely not win. This must be how Shizune feels. How old are you? 46! That doesn't seem old enough to justify writing a biography. I mean, it's not even old. Don't most people start writing their memoirs a lot later than that? Shut up, boy! I'm going to give you advice! Do not talk about matters of age with people older than you! You are less than half my age! You have no right to talk about old! I'm also older than you! Should get that checked out. You might have a point, though. He's definitely older than I am. Either way, even if we were the same age, I wouldn't have to explain myself to you, sweater vest! Ugh. Why do you make that noise? Are you mad? Well, obviously good! Your sweater's terrible! I want you to feel bad about it! The bird tells me it's working! I like my sweater. I'm sure you like huffing glue too! That doesn't make it right! I don't huff glue. Where do you get the impression that I do? That is slander. Well, now Hideaki knows what slander is. Maybe Jigoro is a lawyer. I can sort of see that. Although I thought only TV lawyers were this antagonistic. I don't know if I should take the chance and ask if that's his job. He's right. It is slander. Are you a lawyer? I was guessing! I guess based on the fact that you're stupid! It's like how you are assuming I'm a lawyer, except you have no reason to think that! You want to know what I do so badly, why do you pre-order my autobiography? Now you are insulting my book, and by extension my entire life! What gives you the right to do that? Arrogant! I'm trying to think of how I could make you understand my struggle! Maybe by beating you with my autobiography! Jigoro gets points for abusing his Sal? I hope you walk away from the beating having learned a valuable lesson, like not making assumptions. Assault. But he made an assumption too, that I huff glue. Consider calling him out on this glaring example of hypocrisy. But I don't think it's worth it. He would probably explain his way out of it by saying, "Shut up, boy." Back in my day, children were seen and not heard, and to be an adult meant to have experienced many hardships. With even a glance, people could instantly judge a man's character. Childhood exists only to temper you for adulthood. When you look at me, can you not see the catalog of my experiences, even at a glance? Maybe. Were you a sword fighter? You can also be Hawaiian, and a werewolf! Oh, that's funny. Wait, did you tell me before not to make assumptions? Now you just asked me to assume stuff. And you're saying everyone when you were my age did it. And that had to be in, like, the 80s? That wasn't even that long ago. I'm ready to give him a piece of my mind for talking like he had to walk 15 miles in the snow to ride a coal train that he had to shovel coal into himself, for climbing up a mountain while fighting ogres to get to school. But now that I finally want to fight, Jigoro is happy to have a good thing going to just continue to ramble about how difficult it was growing up one generation ago, twirling his sword like a baton and stopping occasionally to yawn or check the time. The tardiness of his autobiographer is still foremost in his mind. It means the whole time he's been insulting me, he must have been doing it just to pass the time. To add insult to insult, his watch is also really nice.
When I was your age, kids had responsibilities, not like today, sickening. No one thinks about the consequences of their actions anymore. They just do whatever they want, thinking no one will hold them accountable since they are young.
That's odd. That description could fit Shizune and Misha. I thought something similar only yesterday, but only fits them slightly.
Look at yourself, an amoral, directionless, delinquent glue huffer with a complete lack of etiquette and absolutely no fashion sense. You are tomorrow's Japan, disgraceful. Is this the feature of this once great country?
I know someone you would get along with well.
Don't interrupt! Who? One of your friends? Why would I want to talk to some awful teenager? Have you ever been listening? Why are you so rude, boy? Attitude's not one that will make you a lot of friends.
I wish you would stop giving me so much advice. Or at least, I wish you would give me advice that he would have the decency to adhere to himself.
Where have you been?
Huh?
Now you idiot!
Oops, I didn't notice you there. She smiles and gives a short wave. Her rival made Jigoro stop talking, so I'm already happy to see her for that reason alone. Misha and I decided to go into town again. So, I noticed you were looking at some clothes yesterday in the store window. I thought I would go back and buy some of them for you. It's supposed to be a surprise, though. She looks annoyed that the surprise is ruined, even though she ruined it herself. Here you go. Thanks. Misha wanted to cut her hair. I told her not to, but she said it was too hot for the summer. What? Yeah, I don't know. That makes a lot of sense to me. Must be like an oven under there. I want to see it. Where's Misha anyway? Over here! Hi, Hichan! Hi, Mr. Shichan's father! Hi, Hideaki! Misha is Godslayer confirmed. Her power is too strong, guys. There's no stopping her. There's no way to stop her. She is too powerful. That lady is too strong. Look at her. Look at that. Look at that ability. That skill. Misha runs around us once in a wide circle before stopping next to Shizune. For the first time, she hasn't put her hands down over my eyes. Well, now I see she has bags of her own to carry. So it's like she could have even if she wanted to. Although I'm positive she's tried before. Meticulously styled curls are gone now, in favor of a much shorter, sportier look. Misha looks even happier than usual, probably because she knows she won't have to wake up at the crack of dawn every morning just to do her hair.
What is that haircut? You look like an intern! Your haircut merely makes you look like you were wearing a pink judge wig! Judge intern is a huge demotion!
Hisao, is he saying something insulting? Tell him not to insult my friends.
Don't insult my friends. Which one of you is talking?
Both of us. I agree with her.
Heh. What do you think, Hichan?
Should have kept it like it was.
Ah, Hichan, you look disappointed. You don't like it either?
Well, yeah, I'll admit I kind of liked your old haircut more. But this one is nice too. Suits you.
Ah, thanks, Hichan.
Touching! If you like it so much, maybe you two should trade!
Wait, what? Can't trade a haircut.
What a shame! Your old haircut would suit you so much more than your current slacker haircut. Awful, as for you! Actually, this is much less carrots than your other haircut. I like it!
Really? Thanks, Mr. Shizune's dad.
It's Mr. Hakamichi. Talk like a normal person.
I don't understand. Okay. I'll call you Mr. Hakamichi.
Oh, it's like speaking to a slide whistle. Contemptible. Where's my biographer? Hideaki!
Starts quietly muttering to himself, walks off. Gets a wannabe cranky old man like Jigoro would at the very least be hesitant to yell at girls. Suddenly he doubles back, unable to resist his urge to have the last word. Could I kill Jigoro and hide his body? Yo, let's do it Higurashi style. Dump into a cave.
And another thing, you do not have to be so loud. I do not like being shouted at.
In that case. Headphone users beware.
What? Shouting? I'm not shouting!
I can't think of anything more unqualified. Anyone more unqualified to talk about what's garish or to chastise someone else on shouting at people. It's like a parade of hypocrisies, and the hits just keep coming. An unusual reaction seems to be taking place. Misha apparently finds Jigoro funny and laughs pretty much every time he says something, which only makes him berate her harder. I guess this is what they call a vicious circle. Misha's voice is punctuated with explosions of laughter and seems to come from everywhere. On the other hand, Jigoro's is booming and directed like a cannon. In any case, they're both unbelievably loud. The more they talk to each other, the more they seem to play off each other's volume and get louder.
Ow! My ears hurt!
Why are you shouting?
His hands wrap around my eyes from behind, something I'm so used to Misha doing that for the first time I find myself confused by it, since Misha is in front of me. Let's go, holds a finger up to her lips.
What a perfect distraction. Now, our opportunity. Let's sneak off.
Why do we have to sneak off? Why not just walk off?
It wouldn't be as fun. It's decided. It's a secret mission. Escape without being detected. Extract Hideaki for bonus points.
Already she has simplified the situation into a game. Shizune quietly slides away from the scene and begins to edging towards the house. I walk towards it normally. I can't find Shizune at first, but eventually she walks into the main part of the house, sipping a glass of ice water and dangling her glasses back and forth from her free hand. She whips them on as soon as she sees me. Run away! Yes.
You didn't rescue Hideaki. That means you don't get bonus points. If you are also being graded on style, I have to deduct points for a boring escape.
Looks like you wanted to talk to me. I didn't know I had to be stylish about it. You know, some say that the most stylish people are the ones that don't try too hard to look cool.
You're really cool.
What the hell is it that I can pick up on her sarcasm so easily? How hard it might have been for her to learn the concept of sarcasm without being able to hear. Can't imagine it. You seem like you're in a good mood. Well, I guess it isn't really a good mood. It's more like she seems excited.
I'm in a bad mood.
Setting her drink down, she just sits down on the couch.
I liked her regular style so much more. It looked so pretty. It was refined and meticulous. Now she looks too sporty and tomboyish.
I wouldn't call Misha refined and meticulous. Sounds more like you. You should give it a chance. Grow your hair out and make it look like girls. Actually, maybe this suits you just fine. So rubs the frame of her glasses roughly, looking annoyed at the implications behind what I just signed to her. That's fine, because it's totally implying that. She moves a little closer to me when I take a seat.
I'm a tomboy.
Well, no one would call you a tomboy, based on appearances. She glares at me unamused. I have to fight to keep a straight face. Maybe you two should trade haircuts anyway.
You sound like my father.
It's true, Shizune giggles noiselessly when she sees me in displeasure at the realization. Jumping to her feet, she twirls an invisible sword in her left hand while standing up, militarily straight and grimacing, a terrifyingly accurate impression.
Anyway, I don't take advice from anyone who wears a blue sweater or brown pants. Where's your sense of color coordination? Dreadful. But changing my haircut, that might be fun, wouldn't it be? I want to see how everyone will react.
You must really like playing with people. Sometimes I think a little too much. No answer. The way she fiddles with her glasses, brow furrow, tells me that it's because she can't. It's fun. Then with more confidence than while pulling herself closer to me.
It's fun to drag more and more people into my life.
Oh, I see. Wonder if I'm included in that number. Want to ask, but I'm not even sure how I would. She then wags her finger preemptively, indicating that she won't be answering such a question anyway. She reaches for her glasses, but doesn't seem to realize how far she's managed to inch away from it all this time. Turning herself and tipping over clumsily, she then tries to grab onto me and ends up pulling me on top of her. As I lean over her, I can feel the heat coming off her body and realize how close we are. I can hear her soft breathing and the slight rustling of her clothes as she momentarily fidgets about. Blush starts to creep onto her cheek, but her eyes stare straight into mine, dark and unblinking. The same look from the first time I saw her, piercing and devoid of any clear emotions, just waiting to see what will happen next, like the eyes of a cat. Makes me feel uncomfortable, being looked at in such a way. It's the first time I've been so close to her for an extended period of time, and the mood is different now. The situation now isn't the same as passing touch, as a passing touching of hands or her Misha's usual games. Shin's fingers weave together tentatively, but she makes no move to sign. The look in her eyes isn't just nothing, like I thought. It's more expectation. I wonder if maybe I've been following the string over her expectations this entire time. For her grabbing me by the shoulder and gently but firmly pushing me off her, roll sideways onto the soft couch and pull myself into a sitting position less than a foot from her. The way I feel, she might as well have thrown me 10 yards. If you think about it, this is perhaps one of the biggest drawbacks to sign language. She has said that the fact that you have to sign your words out with your hands means you have time to reflect on what you say before you say it. On the other hand, it also means that what would normally just be an awkward silence becomes an insurmountable wall. Just blurt out something, anything, to try and dispel the tension I feel right now if I could, but I can't. Ordinarily, I think that would be normal. Ordinarily, I think that what would be normal would be to apologize and maybe leave. But right now, I wonder if that is even applicable. I can't get past how guilty such an action would seem, like I were just slinking away. Of course, it's not like I just play it off like nothing happened either. That would just be insulting to both of us. So as much as I don't want to, I apologize quickly, so quickly I forget to sign it. Then I go back into my room. Sighing, I let myself fall backwards into bed. I wish I could just go to sleep right now, but I feel wide awake. And then the door locked. Instead of when I hear the door closing, open my eyes, see Shizune sitting in the chair in front of me. She asks a question that goes right over my head due to my surprise. It's not a feeling I'm good at concealing, and I don't think it's what she intended. Whatever she was saying, she backs off and doesn't attempt to sign again for a while.
This is the first time I've been in your room.
She tenses her fingers and puts on an exaggerated attempt to make herself look embarrassed and modest at the thought. Can't appreciate the joke, just the fact that she's here has me feeling a bit scattered. Very funny. This isn't even my room, it's your guest room. Besides, you and Misha barged into my room once before. Seems as if she expects me to say more. I remember feeling very panicked when they burst into my room, afraid of what conclusions they would jump to seeing the wall of pills lying in the place. I don't think that Shizune remembers though.
It made you nervous.
The way she says it so factually stings me. A lot of things make me nervous. You're one of them.
It's like, what?
Because you're overeager to always get people involved, whatever you're doing. Whether it's joining the student council or even taking a break, whether they want to or not. She signs almost at a crawl, her hands pausing mid-sentence far too much, causing the words to dissipate formlessly before I can even begin to try to understand them. Try not to let on that this is the case. Seems to work, but she looks a little sad, and I regret that I have nothing to say to snap her away from the strangely wistful and distant expression she is wearing. All I can do is wait for her to come out of it.
You are right. I want to drag everyone into my life, but lately, I'm no longer sure if it's the right thing to do.
I enjoyed you taking me to your favorite restaurant the other night.
It's not like that was my favorite restaurant. I have others I like. I might even be able to rank them by number.
Really?
This chair is so hard. I want to sit on the bed.
Motioning to her to go ahead, I wait for her to get off the chair and take her place when she does. Though I didn't intend for it to be. She finds it amusing.
Close your eyes.
Why?
It's a surprise.
Decide to humor and close them. I can feel her leaning over me, and suddenly something soft and moist touched my lips. Body tensed up in surprise, fortunately not as awkward a reaction as it could have made. It's just a quick peck, and I almost think that's the end of it. Then she kisses me again, more deeply this time. Her hands slide onto my shoulders, up to my neck, then back down again, and then across my shoulders and down to my arms. I feel the weight of her body on my legs. The eroticism of the situation is lost on me. At this point, I'm ready to try and open my eyes just a crack, but as if she's expecting it, she puts her finger on my eyelids. Seconds later, something ties my hands together at the wrist, and I panic, not knowing what to make of this. My first thought is to ask Shizune what she's thinking, even though she can't hear me. I'm sure she gets the gist of it. She won't let go of my hands, tracing her fingers over them, from the lines of my palms over my knuckles into my wrists. Hey, what are you doing? What's this? It just has him tied. Of course. Wow, like, that's a spelling error. Of course, with my hands tied behind my back, might as well be gagged. Part of me can't help but think that this is what she's intended. As if reading my thoughts, a mischievous expression lights up on her face. But blushing doesn't fade. It only deepens when our eyes meet. Embarrassed, she leans deeper into our partial embrace, hiding her face by burying it in my shoulders and neck. Her hair is soft and tickles me. I let out a laugh knowing that she won't hear me, won't be offended. And we got some grilled shrimp, guys! Some delicious, delicious food. Nothing happened. Nothing strange. Nothing weird. Yo. Because I'll stop complaining, you know you like it. Yo, nothing sexual. That wasn't like a very good censor. Except it was. Afterwards, I listened to the sound of my heartbeat slowing down till it reaches its normal rhythm. Listen to the sound of Shizune breathing as it does the same. Her glasses are slightly askew. This is the first time she isn't messing around with them in some way. I want to straighten them for her, but the second I try, I'm reminded that I can't. Shizune seems to have forgotten it as well. Instead of getting up, she pressed herself against me in the chair to extend her reach. It's almost as if this is the only position she can think of to untie my hands from. That's what I think as I feel her unbinding my wrists. So we're all good. However, she doesn't get off me. Her fingers gently stroke against mine, occasionally bending inward to run over my palms. It's funny, but I feel more connected to Shizune through that simple act than before. Shizune stays pressed against me like this for some time. It's a little uncomfortable, but it makes me feel happy. So if I could stay like this for hours. And we did stay like this for hours. So many hours! Super amounts of hours. Good times. The days since then have passed so quickly that time seems to slip through my fingers like water. Every time I try to talk with Shizune, she has been out running errands or with Misha. Feels as if she's avoiding me. Not surprised, of course it bothers me. But I think that the way she's acting seems pretty natural. Then again, it's not like I've been through this before. Whenever I can't find Shizune, I end up running into Misha. When I do ask her to help me with my signing. However, she always ends up squirming out of it. We're leaving after today, so I'm determined not to let her escape this time. Once we head back to school, probably going to have to start grinding through more student council affairs in preparation for school restarting. I want to brush off my signing as much as possible by then, even if it's a day's worth. Come on, it's pretty much just having a couple sign language conversations. You do that all the time. Actually, you're doing it right now. Wahaha! Really, Hee-chan? That's funny! Misha temporarily stops her unconscious signing in order to wave her hands in front of her face in denial, and then quickly resumes gesturing everything the both of us are saying to no one in particular. Hee-chan, you're so persistent. Suddenly being interested in sign language again. Could it be that Hee-chan wants to make a career out of it? That's not fair. That was my idea first. You should be careful, Hee-chan. Time changes too quickly. By the time I decided I wanted to be a sign language interpreter, they had cell phones that people could type out whole paragraphs on. Amazing! Not very good for me, though. As if she knows that another deferral isn't going to cut it this time, she changes her tune pretty quickly to a more apologetic one. I'm sorry, Hee-chan. I'm just so tired. Especially lately, even though being with Shi-chan is fun. She has way more energy than me. Teaching on top of that would be too tiring. I don't have that much stamina. Sorry. She doesn't seem very tired, shouting the statement with her usual cheer and vigor. You know it's wrong of me to keep pestering her like this, though.
Actually, Chi-chan and I were planning on going shopping today. It's our last chance to pick up some souvenirs.
Souvenirs, huh? I almost forgot that I was on vacation. I understand what you're saying. Teaching doesn't seem so easy. Hideaki asked me to teach him how to sign. I was unbelievably lost the whole time. Well, I wonder how it will work out for you when you become a sign language teacher. You can't get tired too easily doing that.
Yeah, right. I hope not. Hee-chan, now I'm kind of worried. But souvenirs! So, some other time, Hee-chan. Do you want us to get you something too?
Just because I understand doesn't mean I don't want her to teach me. Suppose I can't press her any further now, though. Even though I'm bothered by how selfish it would seem to do so, I give up. No, don't get me anything. I'm serious. Don't surprise me with a funny shirt or something, okay?
Hehehehe.
I don't like the sound of that. Slipping on her shoes, she yells goodbye to the otherwise empty house and opens the door to leave, letting a cool breath of fresh air into the hallway. A tuft of dark hair peeking from the door frame tells me Shizune is waiting for her outside. Good morning. She translates for me from beyond the doorway. She then turns around to give me a small wave. Though it's different from her usual offhand greetings in the smallest ways, there's an unmistakable hesitation there, maybe with a vaguely empty and distant feeling.
Hey, John, you're up early. Am I interrupting a conversation?
I was trying to get Misha to teach me how to talk to you, but I guess I was being impatient, and you can wait. So we're planning on going shopping today anyway. Having Misha there, I forget to sign my words as I say them. Fortunately, since Shizune moved to fill the doorway, Misha is behind her. This brief misalignment in our positions means that what I'm saying is totally lost on her.
I don't understand you at all.
There are things I want to say that I can't put in a way she would understand. There are entire conversations that she could have that would go right over my head. I want to tell her now that it won't be that way for much longer. Instead, I just say, never mind, and tell them to have a good time, then wave them off. Seems like everyone is out for the day, so I sit down in the biggest and most comfortable looking chair in the living room with a book. Not a sign language book, but one of the novels I checked out of the library in the first week. That was so long ago. I should really start chipping at that pile of books I borrowed, at least return them. 16 pages in, Jigoro walks into the room, a stack of papers in one hand, and a sword twirling idly like a baton in the other, casually shaking water from a recent shower from his hair. Upon being seen doing something so ungentlemanly, he freezes like a deer in the headlights and slowly moves on to smoldering with powerful but baseless fury as he sits down on the couch a few feet away. It's only the third time I met him, and I am already starting to feel nauseous on reaction. I guess in a way this could be considered a kind of charisma. I haven't even said anything, and he already sees me less than pleased. It's likely a bad idea to provoke him, and just talking to him may count as provoking him. However, I can't help thinking of the alternative situations that could play out. Let's say I don't open my mouth at all and walk away, maybe to go in my room or outside. That would definitely go down as an unforgivable insult. He'd probably tell me to hold it and destroy me. Either way, not too polite on my part. What are you reading?
The draft from my autobiography! It is the story of a man who wakes up to find an uninvited guest in his living room, sitting in his chair and reading shallow literary dreck.
I barely started reading the book. I know you have an opinion on it yet. I can already see how this conversation is going to play out, so I might as well try to steer it in a different direction. Where's Hideaki?
You even ask questions rudely! Disgraceful! That aside, why would you even ask such a stupid question? How would I know? Am I my son's keeper?
Well, you are his dad, and it seems like he does live here, so I guess I can't say that, tempting as it is. I give up. I already tried to make small talk with him and failed. It's like trying to talk to a brick wall that also hates you. That is my cue to leave and sift through my wallet to see if I have enough money to go to a movie. I'm about to stand, I have second thoughts. Too tired to go through trying to smooth over my problematic situations by trying to continuously walk away from them. It's hypocritical of me to get upset at Misha for trying to defer things when I even run from my own girlfriend. When Jigoro attempts to stop me, I'm almost glad, even though I no longer have any intention to leave.
Wait!
Says it with plenty of authority, but nothing else. As if it's just a particularly commanding afterthought. When a very powerful, very arrogant person can tell someone to hold on in such a manner, I'm sort of impressed.
You are in the student council with Shizune, aren't you? What is your job there?
I don't think there are specific roles other than president. Shizune is always trying to round people up to help out here and there. Usually we might get like one person to pitch in, but otherwise the three of us do whatever needs to be done. It's crossed my mind a couple of times around when I first met her. That Shizune's disquietingly analytical stare might be because of her deafness, but it turns out it's a trait shared by everyone else in her family.
And that is okay with you?
Why wouldn't it be?
You, Shizune, and that pink-haired girl, is that really your entire student council? With a student council that small, they wouldn't even bother to hold elections. I'm going to take a guess and say that you didn't join the student council. She said drafted you into it, said you do not know exactly what your title is. That makes sense. I suppose if you weren't even elected, couldn't be expected to know. After all, if you are not elected, you aren't really anything. No one is going to respect a student council like that. An unelected body of 3 people trying to scrounge up the equivalent of temp workers. It must be a sorry school if 3 kids have a tea party and can handle every issue.
What's how small it is have to do with anything? Student council gets things done, isn't that enough? It's not just a game either. Maybe you should actually come to the school one day. Get there on the right days, you might even be able to see what Shizune is able to accomplish.
Do you think I have so much free time that I can afford to waltz over to your boondocks and watch my daughter's feats of self-aggrandizement? I've never been more disgusted in my life.
I apologize, I struggled for that word for a moment. What you're saying is, they might as well not have a student council, but the fact remains there is one, and Shizune got elected to it, and for her, it isn't a meaningless position. In fact, she works very hard for it.
You sound like someone who voted for her!
Nope, I wasn't there for that.
Ha! You didn't even vote for her! Well, besides that, why do you ask Hideaki about this? Shizune has wanted to be a high school student council president since middle school. She would have him read all her practice speeches, wasting his time. For what reason?
The whole time he hasn't even looked up from thumbing through his manuscript. It's getting increasingly frustrating. Because it isn't a game. We don't run the school. It's not like we're just playing at it and not taking it seriously. I wonder if it's so wrong to not be a purist.
I've been to your school, really! The students there!
I can already think of a million things he might say. Pray for my heart to sink on hearing any of them. It's funny. They're probably things I thought before.
They don't even have cleaning duty!
That was not what I expected at all. He's also wrong. They do. I should know. I'm gonna skip out on it since I'm in the student council. The concept of being wrong confuses Jigoro. Should I take this opportunity to go on the attack? It's really odd that I'm thinking this way about a simple conversation. Sounds like the last time you were there was really some time ago. You can leisurely write some memoirs, you can talk to Shizune now and then. Don't you think that she has stuff she is proud of? That's how young people are. You have things to be proud of. If you're writing an autobiography, you should get that. It's an opportunity and I blew it. I don't know how I was expecting him to react. Maybe introspectively, but Jigoro only grows angrier by the second. Yeah, as he does, he also seems calmer in a way. More sure of himself and in control.
Who do you think you are to assume that my life is so easy? You haven't even read my biography. Yet you are able to tell me how I should handle all my affairs, including dealing with my own daughter, you could never understand. Even if I were to get up from this couch, walk over to you right now, and punch you in the forehead with brass knuckles with a condensed edition of my life story on them, leave my biography imprinted in your face, you would not understand.
Because you would need a mirror to look at that, guy. Just, I don't want to point that out. Like, you would need a mirror to actually look at the autobiography. It's imprinted in his skull, you know?
For 12 years, she said did not even talk to me, even though I hired multiple tutors and interpreters of all sorts for her, trying to get her to become normal. It isn't as simple as you think. She does not want to bother with me, then fine. Assume that is normal. When was the last time you talked to your parents?
It's been a while. I feel ashamed. More so that he caught me than at how easily I could have dropped my parents a phone call or sent them an email. Or wrote a letter and haven't. This knowledge only makes me feel more ashamed.
I thought so!
If I wanted to see my parents, I couldn't. This is different. You aren't that far from her. It's one train right away.
That is enough! No means no! You are very persistent! If only it was about something that mattered! I can't see what you may have learned from my daughter aside from that! How to backtalk people, is that it?
The answer is yes. I wasn't this persistent or argumentative before meeting Shizune and Misha. After all, prior to meeting them, I just experienced a small death. It's a mystery as to why I refused to join the student council in the first place. Possibly it was from trying to get away from their nagging so much that I was able to get my energy back. It's a cute idea. Thinking again about why I'm still here. Arguing with Jigoro is pointless, yet I think I almost look forward to it. And he is right. I cannot understand him. Even if I did, you wouldn't care. A louse that crawls on a whale. Wholly insignificant. He has a well, you couldn't see it like if it was imprinted in your skin anyway, is what I'm saying. King. He has a confidence that I don't have. Shizune does. And it could be that the reason why I'm here now, an almost shouting match with her father, is because some of that bravery has rubbed off onto me. However, I don't have anything to keep it going. Still, I hate him. I don't know what I can do. A few months ago, I think I would have punched him and let the consequences play out as they may. Now I can't risk it. If he were to hit me back, he'd likely kill me. So in the end, the only thing I can do is look at Jiro in silence, knowing that I have no reply and hate him, and feel completely at a loss. Ali takes that as defiance.
Fine then! Have fun with that!
Picking up his sword and using it to pull himself to his feet, turns and casually saunters out of the room. I'm going to throw my book after him, but I'm happy to finally be alone, even if I'm not in the mood to read any longer. Our return trip to the school keeps getting delayed in one way or another. Sid and Misha come back so late that there's no use even leaving and we end up staying another day. The morning after, we missed a train by a single minute, and then the next two don't arrive. We missed the fourth train because I wandered off to get a drink in the meantime. She said I wasn't very happy about that. By the time I finally get back to my room, I feel so tired even though I spent most of the ride back sleeping. Can't say it's only because of today. This seems like a familiar symptom of traveling. It's not the first time it's happened. No one has beaten me to it. I could do a thesis on it. Maybe get in a medical journal. Returning from a trip syndrome. Not very creative. Fall asleep before I could think of a better name. A loud knock on my door wakes me up only a few hours into my nap. I'm annoyed because I had just been in the middle of a dream that I can't remember. I've been woken up in the middle of it, but I'm sure it was a good one. Briefly wonder who it could be, but it's not like I get many visitors, so I'm sure it's Kenji. Hope he is just rolling out the welcome wagon and not going to hit me up for money again. If that was the case, I'd be almost touched. Not touched enough to fight off the urge to roll over and go back to sleep, though. A few hours after that, I wake up and immediately spot an envelope on the floor. Must be something that came in the mail while I was away. That's Shizune and Misha's department, so I wonder if they dropped by to give it to me. Or maybe someone filled in for them in their absence, told Kenji to pass it along. When I pick it up, any remnant of sleepiness in me instantly vanishes. Even if the name of the sender wasn't on it, I would have known whom it was from by looking at the envelope itself, realizing why it looked so familiar, recognizing the delicate handwriting addressing it. From Iwanako. At first, I can't believe it, but it would be too hard for her to track me down if she wanted to. It wouldn't be too hard for her to track me down if she wanted to. Of course, I hadn't thought that she would want to. She was maybe my girlfriend for all of 5 seconds. After that, we barely spoke to each other. It'd be too easy to put this letter away somewhere and forget about it. Part of me wants to do that, or throw it away unread. Why I want to do these things, I don't know. It'd be easy to do them. Easier than to read it. Slitting the envelope open with the tip of my pen, I'm surprised by the length of the letter that spills out.
Dear Isao, how are you? I hope you're well and happy at your new school. Everyone here misses you. Almost all of our second year class got put together in class 3.1 to final year, so we're pretty covered right now, but I'm sure you will be the end class well. Move on to the variants, but I think the things are the main reason why the mood monsters.
Small talk makes me feel nostalgic. We read it before, so I was just I went through it. It's almost like I'm at the hospital again. Every now and then, Iwanako drop by and give me the gist of what was going on in a class that, even then, I had an inkling that I would never return to.
It's a weird thing, we're already seniors, isn't it? Time has really flown past. Wonder when the new first year seems so young and somehow really is like, there are other things I want to say. I'm writing to you because I felt that there are things I should have been said after this back in winter. Really regret that I wasn't able to say them in person. I have no excuse for that.
Wow, it's actually even the full thing at once.
Truth is, times when I visit you at the hospital made me worried about you. I'm not talking about your health. You seem to become more distant and disheartened. It's natural after something like that happened, I'm sure. Somehow I got the feeling that you had given up on something back then. Happiness, maybe?
Boo, I skimmed it.
Yeah. When did someone express my feelings, but the right words to come to me? I couldn't say any cover me. I was just sorry for them beginning to support you when a man was not fighting him else. A convenient time for her to rediscover her sincerity. Well, even as I think that, I know she's right. Distant and disheartened is a good way to describe it, and maybe I had given up too. Weighs on my heart when I think back to when I was lying in the hospital, feeling so bitter when she finally stopped showing up. I wasn't surprised, and I had no right to be. How could she not stop coming when it was the only expectation I had of her? Dropped by
only for all of 6 weeks after the incident. I drifted away from her was because I could feel her already moving herself away from me the moment she showed up. If I could go back to those quiet days in February and March, I'd tell you not to give up on yourself. That's what I would say. Maybe you wouldn't have drifted so far away if I had just said something. We managed to get back on your feet. Your feet on your own. Not that this disagreement is also physical, it feels more final somehow. I wonder if we will meet again. Perhaps it's for the best if we don't. So if you would like to correspond with me, by all means, write back. If you're sincerely, Iwanako. It's a strange feeling. I know that I'm never going to hear from her again. She really wanted to keep in touch. She wouldn't have picked a medium-like snail mail to do it through. She could get my address, then my email or phone number wouldn't have been much more work, had she had wanted them. It's only a goodbye. I exhale, only just now becoming aware that I had been reading with bated breath. Now I was being distant, Iwanako. But maybe it really is for the best. For her to pick up a pen and write this letter to me, can only be because she felt guilty about how things ended. That she was hurt by how we floated out of each other's lives makes me feel a sort of wistful happiness. I almost want to thank her. I only don't because I know she wouldn't want me to reply. A knock at my door and then opens about a millisecond later. I forgot to lock it stupidly. It's our boy! Sup, man? Why is your door open? I run to the door faster than it's probably medically safe for me to do so. My friend Kenji was seeing the mountains of pills just a couple feet away from him, blocked from his sight only by the door. Then there's the letter I'm holding. If he asks about it, I don't think I can make up anything convincing. 2 feet away from him, I realized that his vision is so bad that it was probably never an issue. He didn't even see me about to practically tackle him back through the door frame. Hey, what the hell, man? What are you talking about? Your room has a billion locks on it. You just barge right through other people's doors? You didn't even wait a second after knocking before you tried the door. It's like simultaneous. You're already opening the door while you were knocking on it. See? That's exactly why I have all those locks. It's a cold and uncaring world out there. A gatecrasher's world. Now, you also understand. I just taught you a valuable lesson, dude. Knowledge is power. Why are you yelling at me? I'm a hero. Look at you. You didn't even lock your door. The average woman could have killed you like a billion times already, then replaced you with a female clone indistinguishable from the original. It almost happened to me. Ignoring the latter part since it's too confusing. It's funny how he should say that. He was unable to stop me from tackling him head on. Yet apparently a woman could have killed me a billion times. This man is a hero. We are all doomed. What's that you've got there? Somehow he is able to see the letter still in my hand. How I've been waving it around, that is no surprise. Hold it back up quickly, but take care not to whip it behind my back or anything else. That would be too suspicious. Seems like I'm jumpier than I thought about Iwanako writing to me. Got a letter. Oh yeah? I put that there. I was sleeping. Then I woke up because I heard explosions. I put on my helmet, then peeked outside, see what was going on. But it was just a student council woman banging on your door. It was the one without pink hair. She was knocking so loudly that it was obvious she was filled with murderous rage. Rage at you. Then she somehow sensed me behind her. I tried to escape. But it was too late. She caught me and started pointing at the door. I opened my mouth to tell him that she's deaf, but decided not to for various reasons. I didn't really get it. And then she got more and more pissed off, like an old man trying to use a touchscreen phone. She was going to kill me, and replace me with a woman version of me. But then the sunlight reflected off my glasses and blinded her, saving my life. That's pretty exciting, right? I was like, behold, optic blast! I don't get how someone with glasses can be hurt by glasses. She used them too. She should be immune to their death rays. But whatever. She gave me this envelope with your name on it and just left. Clearly she was out for blood. So I lied and said you were away. Think you were away, right? I've been trying to ask you if you wanted to help me with my homework for a week now. Kept getting no answer. Welcome back, man. Thanks. Yeah, so she gave me this envelope and it had your name on it. I didn't want to hold on to it because what if it was a bomb? So I just shoved it under your door when she was gone. I was going to tell you, but you got back before I could. At least it's not a bomb. Gee, thanks. I'm not going to help you out with your math homework because what if your math textbook is a bomb? He looks devastated. Also like he's considering the possibility that it really could be a bomb. Guess it is possible since no one really used their math book all that much. Throw the letter on the dresser behind me and turn to leave, swinging the door shut behind me as I do. Collides against the tip of Kenji's shoe and bounces back open, while he hops around for a bit, acting like it hurt way more than it should have. Before I know it, he's already inside my room. I'm powerless to stop him before he scoops up the letter, certainly ignoring the towers of pill bottles surrounding it. Don't just read mail that isn't your own. Come on, what is it? A love letter from your girlfriend? Did she include any photos? Sexy photos? Climbing against the dresser and paying no mind to the bottles he sends all over the floor by doing so, can you quietly read through Iwanako's letter? The process takes seemingly forever, and with how close he holds it up to his face, I feel like he's trying to eat it. Who's Iwanako? I mean, I guess that makes sense. My ex-girlfriend. Ex-girlfriend, huh? This is a breakup letter then. I thought they were a myth. No, I guess it is. But really, she's been my ex-girlfriend for a while. Anyway, I think I'm already over it. Kenji gives a thumbs up, clearly relieved that I'm not going to take this into an awkward direction. Although I almost want to since I told him not to read it. Yeah, that's a good attitude. It's alright. I had a bad breakup too. But you can't let it get you down. I mean, just look at me. Yeah, is the right. But hey, she wrote you a letter. Maybe she wants to get back together, huh? It says right there, write her back. You should do it. Is she cute? For a guy who thinks feminists are working to enslave men everywhere, he really is interested in cute girls. I have a girlfriend. Besides, look at the context. She doesn't want me to write back. Just because that's what it says, that isn't what she means. But that's what she wrote. This rockfish kid chick totally still wants you. Even says it right there. I read it. I know what it says. Told you, you have to look at the context. She said I drifted away from her, and everything there shows she accepted that. I think the reason she wrote to me is that she just wants to, I guess. Part amicably. But we're done. She doesn't want to get back together, whatever you're thinking. As I think about it more, it sounds to me like I'm just trying to make excuses for myself. It's not a good place to be. I'm positive that she doesn't want me to write her back. I could live with that. If I were to write her back and get a less than desirable response or no response, it would just be crushed. Perhaps the fear of that is why I'm trying to justify my decision. Could be, but I don't want to think about it. The thought is oddly repulsive. Why is this such a big deal to you anyway? Because you should write back to her. She wants you to. I want to see what the response is going to be. Damn, it doesn't even have to be a nice letter. That's cool too. But you could write an angry letter and call her out. That's my new attack strategy. I'm just going to call a woman out. You should try it. Even if she wrote me a letter, you have to understand what that means. Writing someone a letter is different now. It's not something you just do, not in this kind of situation. You can pick up your phone and call someone across the world in an instant, and talk to them almost like they were there with you. Or send them an email. They'll be notified instantly that they got it and can reply back just like that. A letter can be a personal thing, but she wanted to keep me at an arm's distance. It's not like I could pop over there and visit her. If I had her number, I could call her. If I had her mail, I could mail her. If she really wanted to hear back from me, she would have dropped one of those in there. I feel really silly for continuously reassuring myself that I'm not fazed by Iwanako's writing to me when it's so obvious that I am. It could be like a gradual thing for her. She might be too shy to call you up. I remember my girlfriend would always send me text messages. She was so shy. It was annoying as hell, man. I didn't really give a shit about phones, so I didn't have the thing. And it turns out I had to pay for every single one. But I don't like phones, so I couldn't even call her back to tell her to cut that out. I did it anyway, though. I called her out. I even used a phone. It was literally the call out. I guess it was. If he's right, it means that Iwanako still wants to keep her distance from me. He's not ready to chat with me comfortably. Why? Am I some kind of freak? I'm not reassured by her actions in any way in that case. Maybe I am overthinking it, but I just don't know. Kenji can't think of anything to say to that. The silence that follows is so awkward and thick. I start to count the seconds until he makes up a reason to leave and excuses himself. I miss her. Your ex? Yeah. Even if she was insane, it was nice being with her. My back hurts. If she were still around, I could tell her to massage it. I don't know how to use an oven either. I miss baked food. And we would go bowling in the hallway sometimes. I miss that too. I had to bowl all by myself during that last festival. You bowl in the hallway? You're going to hit someone. Well, you know why he's crazy? Yeah, he hit a crazier girlfriend? Maybe. She used to say that all the time. Kenny sighs nostalgically, clearly not appreciating just how badly someone can get hurt by slipping on a bowling pin. Apparently neither did his girlfriend, since she bowled with him. Well, a strange definition of love, but it gets us something. Maybe you should write her a letter. If she writes back, you can get married. Married! No, 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 no! Okay, fine, but why not? You clearly like her even though you hate women. Feminists! Not women. Feminists! There's a difference. There are non-feminist women. Damn, your discrimination is incredible. Correlation doesn't equal causation. If she is insane and a woman, it doesn't mean that she's a feminist insane woman. It's like how the absence of evidence is the evidence of absence. If it's true, then by the relative property, the presence of evidence doesn't equal the evidence of presence. Actually, I think it is, and I don't think it's called the relative property. No, shut up. It's mathematics. Are you saying math is wrong? I think he is wrong. So even Kenji has someone that he likes. I'm tempted to ask why he and his ex broke up, or to dig for more information in general. But I shouldn't. Not only would it be prying, but he might reverse the question back to me. This conversation makes me think about Shizune, although the thoughts I'm having are scattered and wispy. Just questions. I wonder if I even had the chance to love you, Wanako. This whole situation with her still stings me, so I don't know in the back of my mind. I like Shizune much more, yet it feels like I'm chasing her, even now. I don't mind the chase, but I want to close that distance between us. Iwanako's letter is responsible, but I've also felt this way for a while. Come closer, but it's not enough. I want to try again right now. Tell Kenji to get out so I can change, and then head for the student council room. The grounds are mostly deserted today, which is a shame because it's so nice out. No one answers when I knock. I try to go in anyway, but it's locked. I pull my hand away from the door. It's covered in dust. Looks like no one's been here since we left. So I'm already out here and dressed. I might as well get something to eat in town. My wallet is back in my room, though. The way back there, I stumble across Misha standing down behind the main building. What? Misha, what are you doing here? Her eyes are closed in sleep, and she looks very tranquil. It's always been hard to not picture her. It's always been hard to picture her not constantly bouncing around or hopping on the tips of her toes impatiently. My first instinct is to call out to her and ask her if she has seen Shizune, or she wants to go to town with me, but now that I've seen her, I don't feel like disturbing her. I leave her alone. Okay, that was random. Misha's just like, I'm sleeping here, and it's like, okay, we're just gonna leave you there. Done. You know? Yeah, Reggie retired. Oh, man. Oh, let's see. About where am I in this story? I'm gonna assume... You know, I think we're gonna cut off here. I think this would be a good place to cut it. I think that I did a lot of yelling and my voice a little bit hoarse, so we'll save the rest of it for next week. I'm pretty sure we'll try to finish it. I think we made a good, at least it feels like we made good progress. So we're gonna cut it off for now, so I can, you know, get dinner, do other things and whatnot. This has been Anime Fan RK2K. Thank you very much for watching Visual Thursdays with me. We'll continue Katawa Shoujo. Hopefully finish the season around next week. We'll see. For now, I did a bit too much screaming. Just a little. So, but yes, have a good night, guys. Thank you very much. I'll see you all. Peace.